I was so down. My body was hurting. I said, I don't want to film me. I can't do.
Larissa is arguably one of the most controversial 90 Day Fiance cast members of all time, but recently she's been out of the spotlight and no one really knew why. Her dream of legally living in America may have finally come true, but Larissa's struggles are far from over. You guys are never going to believe what's really going on with Larissa. Larissa first made her 90 Day Fiancé debut in season 6 with her ex-husband Colt Johnson. She and Colt shocked everyone with their very troubling relationship and even more troubling marriage. And even though they managed to make it down the aisle, as most of us expected, their marriage was short-lived. And like her story couldn't get any worse, Colt decided to cancel her green card papers, and this obviously left Larissa in some sort of an awkward situation after being arrested and detained by Immigrations and Custom Enforcement ICE. But now I guess you can say that she had the last laugh because she just announced some major news on her Instagram page. According to her, she's finally gotten her green card and now she can legally live in the United States. And now that Larissa has finally gotten her green card, things might actually be looking up for her, starting with her being able to get more job opportunities. And obviously she would have gotten her green card a lot sooner than she did if things had actually worked out between her and Eric. But her relationship with Eric didn't end up working out, and I guess you could say that's when most of her troubles began. We all know that it was around this time she got fired by TLC because she participated in a show that she wasn't supposed to, and since she got fired from TLC, she's mainly relied on her OnlyFans account and modeling jobs to actually make money. And Larissa's journey has definitely been more difficult than that of other 90 Day Fiancé stars, no doubt, but she found a way to work through it, and since she got fired by TLC, she's apparently raised over $1 million with her, new kind of work. And I have to admit, that is a really huge amount of money that she's made within the past year, but this doesn't change the fact that Larissa isn't really wealthy at all. Most of her profit from her job has actually been eaten up by the multiple procedures that she's gotten done and some of her work expenses too. And even though she's invested a lot of money in these procedures, not all of them turned out the way that she expected them to. And now Larissa is obviously very proud of her numerous procedures, and she doesn't really keep them a secret, and she's made it known that she's had, work done on her nose and chin and lips and so many other places. And for her, these procedures made her feel like a new person. And even though she's definitely loving most of the jobs she's done on her body, there still is particular one that she wished she never did. And I was honestly very surprised when Larissa opened up about this particular procedure, and I mean, she made it very clear that she was very scared and embarrassed to even speak about it. And even though it's been well over a year since she had this botched procedure, she still wasn't comfortable with speaking about it. And I guess I can actually understand where she's coming from. I mean, all the time she actually shared details about the work she got done, and what she received most of the time was hate, and it honestly felt like she was just being, judged way more than others for wanting to change the way she looked. And it seems like part of the reason why she even decided to go public with the news was because she was inspired by some supermodel story, and not to mention the fact that she actually got really tired of having to hide her sadness all the time. But either way, as she opened up, she explained that in one of her procedures, she had her belly button removed without her consent. And this is something that she now has to live with for the rest of her life. And what makes this even worse is the fact that she tried correcting this mistake more than once. Apparently, she had 3 very painful revisions to create a new belly button for herself, but none of them worked, and now she's actually stuck with it. And I honestly don't even know what to say to you guys. I mean, this is really sad, and I do hope that she finds a way to cope with it. But according to Larissa, all she's done right now is try to undergo some other treatments to try and improve how her belly button looks, since she can't really create a new one for herself. But even after Larissa has opened up about her botched surgery, so many people aren't actually buying her story, and this is so crazy, you guys. I don't even know what to say. Some people actually believe that the only reason Larissa decided to open up about her story was just so she can get more attention from everyone, and apparently since she got fired by TLC, she hasn't really been receiving attention like she used to, and she obviously is no longer on television, so the only time people actually remember her is when they see her on social media. And because of this, some people believe that she's trying to use her misfortune to become relevant again. And I guess, this might be true, but with Larissa, you never can actually tell. But either way, Larissa has found a way to use all of this to her advantage, and she isn't letting her botched procedure slow her down. Currently, she's collaborating with NM Brows and Lashes, and she's also modeling a new luxury shapewear line that actually helps her hide the fact that she doesn't have a belly button. And on the relationship side, she seems to be keeping things a bit quieter. Ever since her breakup with Eric, she hasn't really gotten into another relationship, and right now it seems like her primary focus is just on herself, her work, and her family in Brazil. And even though she hasn't talked much about her family and her 2 children, she made it pretty clear that she just wants to work hard enough to send money back home. And apparently the reason why she's super secretive about her family and children is because of the threats that she's received online. But the good news is now that she's gotten her green card, she can actually leave the United States and travel back home without having to apply for a visa. And this is the only win that she's managed to achieve. With her green card in hand, she's one step closer to getting her American citizenship around 5 years from now. And even though she's made it clear about how she isn't sure if she'd want to settle down in Vegas, where she currently lives for good, at least with her green card now, she has more options to travel and actually think of, where she wants to belong. Or she might even, decide to bring her children over to the United States to live with her. But anyway, these are just theories, as Larissa is yet to reveal what she plans on doing next. And from an answer she gave one of her followers on Instagram, it seems like she's only interested in giving details about her life to just her family and friends. But knowing Larissa, I honestly don't think this new development might last long. But what do you guys think she might actually end up doing? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And guys, like always, do me a huge favor, hit that like, follow, share, subscribe button. And y'all better stay tuned for many more videos.